hello. Hey guys, hola. Hey guys, David here. Hey guys, Dark Spider David here. It's been about a week and a half. It's been rolling in a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have seen it. So here is my spoiler review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. So if you have not seen the movie and don't want to be spoiled, then please stop watching this video now. Go see one of my videos, go see somebody else's videos, or just go to another website. Go somewhere else. Or, better yet, go see the movie and then come back here and tell me what you think. But if you have seen the movie, or you just don't care if you get spoiled or not, then go ahead and watch this video. So you guys should probably know the synopsis of Transformers by now if you guys are watching this. You know, it's robot against robot. It's the Autobots versus Decepticons fighting to, you know, win the war, while Sam holds the key to bringing back life using the Allspark and finding the Matrix of Leadership and all that. You guys pretty much know the synopsis already. So this movie has no big filmmaking potential, as it does not have any Oscar-winning performances. The plot is thin, it doesn't have much character development, and it's kind of underdone. But who cares? This is an action movie. This is a robot movie, and on top of all, it's a Michael Bay movie. Let me tell you guys something. I think I said this in the other review as well. If you guys go into a movie with the right expectations, you're going to be satisfied. I went into this movie expecting robots to kick each other's ass, and that is practically what I got. I wasn't expecting something elaborate. I wasn't expecting The Dark Knight. I was expecting a good summer blockbuster movie, and that is what I got. The film is great, but despite all that, I still have a few gripes with it. Now let me get started with what I loved about the movie. Alright, so all the robots that we were demanding from the first one, well, after watching the first one, we demanded more robots. We got that. We went from, I think, 16 to about 47. We got Soundwave in there, which was, I think, the most demanded robot that we all wanted. We got Ravage, we got more Autobots, more Decepticons. Actually, there's a lot more Decepticons than Autobots, but it's still cool. We got better action, better effects. The effects were stunning, and I would say beautiful. In fact, I think the forest battle is the one that stands out the most in terms of visual effects. I prefer the forest battle over the battle at the pyramids of Giza, the end battle. I preferred the forest battle over that one because even though the forest battle was a little bit short, it had some beauty to it. The robots were blending into the environment. Every time Megatron took a step and the dirt just lifted off the ground, I thought he was actually there, and I liked the whole mixture of it. Whereas over here we got Devastator, which looked awesome. I can't imagine how he would have looked like in IMAX. For those of you who have seen IMAX, you lucky bastards. But overall, the effects are astounding. There is some comic relief characters who relieve us somewhat. The plot, in my opinion, was a lot more elaborate than the first one. In the first one, we got the Allspark. We gotta destroy the Allspark. We gotta beat the bad guys. There you go. Here, it's much more than that little piece that Sam finds. We also got the Matrix of Leadership. We got the Fallen wanting to come back. And there was a lot more development. People were complaining that there isn't character development. There kind of is in terms of Optimus, Starscream, and Megatron. Especially Megatron and Starscream, whereas both of them had a relationship going on that seemed very reminiscent to G1, especially in that scene where Megatron comes back and Megatron delivers one of the most awesome lines that can ever be said in a Transformers movie, where he says, "Even in death, there is no command by my own." Although that line was placed in there rather weird, like he drops Starscream, and as he drops him, he says it. It would have been better if after he drops him, Starscream looks up and then he says it. That way we could hear it clearly, whereas he was saying it as he dropped Starscream and it could barely be heard. But that line was powerful. I love the whole G1 reminiscing between, you know, Starscream and Megatron. Loved it all. I loved the action. It was great. It was really beautifully choreographed, and it seemed to me that Michael Bay actually listened to the fans, because during the action sequences there wasn't as much close-ups as there were in the first movie. In the first movie we had like a leg there and like an arm here, especially the battle between Bumblebee and Barricade in the first movie. That was, well, it wasn't awful, but I was just trying to figure out, did he just punch him or what happened? Here a good example is in the forest battle when Megatron gives a roundhouse kick to the face to Optimus and knocks his faceplate off. That part where he kicks him is beautiful. I can actually see what's going on, and that is a good example of why I think Michael Bay actually did listen to some people and actually backed up. There's still a few close-ups every now and then, a lot of shaky camera, but there a few, you know, shots were resolved with the whole, you know, zooming in and zooming out. So those were the things that I loved about the movie. Things that I hated. Well, most of them are actually the things that almost everybody else hated about the movie, and that is the humor. There was too much of it. There were things where they just went like, what? And obviously, I am talking about the dog humping scenes. If we've seen the dog hump each other once, okay. Twice? Weird. The third time having Wheelie, a robot that shouldn't even have any genitalia, humping Megan Fox's leg. He is a lucky son of a bitch. But him actually humping? That is weird. That does not have to be there. We got, you know, Sam's mom getting high on pot brownies. And that was just crazy. In the first movie, she was a comic relief character, but for some reason she held it together. She was a mother figure. Here, she's just running crazy with pots on her head, running out of the house and knocking into flower gardens. Now, earlier I said that the character development was, well, you know, in terms of Optimus, Starscream, and Megatron. Here, in the bad aspect of it, we got characters that literally do not have a single line in the movie, i.e. Sideways, Jolt. No lines whatsoever. They have Jolt actually had an action in the movie, a role, if you will, in which he combined Jetfire and Optimus. I'll get to that in a second, but that's all he did. Sideways did jumped through a building, front flipped, transformed, had his ass handed to him by Sideswipe, who cut him in half. And Sideswipe, all that he says is, "Damn, I'm good," and "Damn." That's all he says in the movie, and there you go. All these characters that literally have only one line are just a waste of CGI. They were saying that, ooh, we spent like so many hours rendering the CGI and the visual effects in this movie that, you know, it took a long time to do. Some computers went up in smoke. Well, some of the, you guys would have saved some money on the computers that burned down if you guys got rid of some of the characters like Jolt. Sideswipe, keep Sideswipe. He was still cool. But get rid of characters like Sideways, Jolt, even Ratchet. Ratchet only had like one line in the movie. He didn't appear until like minutes later. When he appeared, I was like, there he is. I literally pointed to the screen, there he is. Like the whole time that he wasn't there, I was wondering to myself, where the hell is Ratchet? And like I mentioned before, Optimus and Jetfire combined. That's a problem because they didn't even combine, in my opinion. I don't think they got together and formed one big super robot. All that Jetfire did is actually sacrifice himself, and I like Jetfire. He was a cool character, but he just dies. He kills himself. He kills Scorponok, which was a son appearance, which, you know, Scorponok had a son in appearance, and he instantly gets killed and owned by Jetfire, which was cool, but at the same time, Scorponok kills Jetfire. Well, he wounds him very badly that he says, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna pull out my freaking Allspark out with my spark, which is his heart, and he sacrifices himself to give his parts to Optimus. Yeah, that's the problem. They did not combine. All that he did is give up his parts so that Jolt, who once again this was his only action in the movie, have Jolt put the parts on Optimus and have him turn into Power Up Prime and rip off the Fallen's face off and finally kill him, rip off Megatron's arm and have him flee like a coward, like Starscream. Yeah. They did not combine. I was expecting, you know, them to suddenly go whoosh like that and turn up into Power Up Prime. I knew about Power Up Prime, but I didn't know that he was just gonna give up his parts. It's kind of bogus, and I like Jetfire, like I said. But despite all of these bad things that I could say about the movie, I completely disagree with all those snotty, pompous movie critics that are calling this film awful and loud and obnoxious. No, it's a summer blockbuster film. What are you expecting? And nonetheless, like I said before, it's a Michael Bay movie. Oh, God, sorry about that, guys. My camera messed up a little bit. Alright, let me get... Alright. So, I have let this film sink into me after my first impressions, and now I give this film a re-rating of an 8.2 out of 10, which is a B-. It is a great popcorn flick. I recommend to go see it. It has great action. Overall, it's great. Is it better than the first one? I'm still deciding on whether or not it's on par with the first one or just a little less good or less great than the first one. Because you have to admit, every time a Transformer transformed, there was no magic in there. Whereas in the first one, they transformed and we were all like, ooh, oh, how did they do that? Whereas here, they transform, we're like, okay. But no matter, it's a great movie. Go see it. It's still in theaters. Go see the movie.